Welcome you all here. It's the largest crowd I've ever seen at a town meeting, so that's good.
Point of order, this meeting is out of order because we waited for the people to come in. We need a motion to bring the meeting back to order.
I make a motion to bring the meeting back to order now that everybody's here.
Okay, all in favor of bringing the meeting back to order, please say aye.
Aye. Thank you, Les.
I'd like to introduce our supervisors of our checklist, Bobby Wilson, Ethel Youngren, our Board of Selectmen, Joel McCarty, Matt Saxon, Meg Jasmine, our administrative assistant, Linda Christie, our town clerk, Gloria Sutton, my assistant moderator, Susan Norlander, and I'm your moderator, Peter Rowe. At this time, if you would like to stand and have a pledge of allegiance to the flag, start with that. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. The first item is I am suffering from back pain and I am unable to stand up here on my feet for any length of time. So I'm going to conduct most of this meeting sitting down. I hope you'll forgive me that. And if need be, I will ask the assistant moderator to spell me for part of that. So, my general rules for the meeting: all discussion shall be through the moderator. No one should be speaking unless recognized by the moderator. Please state your name the first time you are recognized to speak. Please speak loud and clearly. The tone of all discussion shall be civil. There shall be no personal attacks made against any groups or individuals. The moderator can be overruled by a majority vote of the meeting. Any legal voter can request that the moderator take such a vote by raising a point of order. Only registered voters should be voting. 5 or more voters can make a written request for a secret ballot vote after discussion of an article and prior to a voice vote. This would be for a vote on a proposed amendment or on a motion that is different from a printed warrant article. 7 or more voters can question a voice vote immediately after it is declared and ask for a secret ballot vote. The general procedure of the meeting will be as follows. The moderator will read each warrant article and ask for a motion before discussion takes place. The moderator will recognize the selectman or department head first. A motion should be in the form of, I move the question be worded as read, or I move the question be placed on the ballot as read. The warrant article only brings the subject matter before the meeting for discussion. It is the motion that is being deliberated and or amended. A motion may be presented that does not track the wording of the warrant article, so long as it refers to the same subject matter. Motions may be amended to change dollar figures or even to change the intent of the motion. I will allow only one amendment on the floor for discussion at a time. Motions that do not track the wording of the warrant article or amendment shall be presented to the clerk in writing. After discussion, I will restate the motion only if it differs from the printed warrant article. I will only ask for a vote if the final form of the question differs from the printed warrant article. New Hampshire law requires all warrant articles to be voted on by official ballot. Therefore, if no motion is made or if no motion receives an affirmative vote, I will instruct the clerk to prepare the ballot question as the article is printed in the warrant. There will be opportunity to discuss any other business that may legally come before this meeting. State of New Hampshire, Town of Alstead. To the inhabitants of the Town of Alstead in the County of Cheshire and said state qualified to vote in town affairs. You are hereby notified to meet at the municipal building in said Alstead on Tuesday, the 14th of January 2014 at 7 p.m. for a public hearing on proposed operating budget in the town meeting law. That has been done. The first session will be held on Saturday, the first day of February 2014 at 10 a.m. at the Violet School Gymnasium for final explanation, discussion, or amendment, if necessary, of the articles on the warrant. The final session of the annual town meeting will be held at the Town Hall on Tuesday, the 11th day of March 2014 for the election of town officers and voting by ballot on all warrant articles. The polls will be open on Tuesday, March 11th from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. You might note there's a typo on your handout that says March 12th, March 11th. Article 1, to choose all necessary town officers for the ensuing year. That will happen on March 11th. Article 2. Do I have a question back?
Joe Carter, Alstead Center Road. Do we delay Article 2 till we finish all the other articles?
Could you repeat that?
Delay Article 2 till we go through the rest of the articles, then come back to Article 2. I make a motion that we transfer the order of business and put Article 2 at the end of Article 25.
Do I have a second on that motion? Do I have a second on that motion? The motion is to postpone deliberation on Article 2 until after Article 25. Is that correct?
That's correct. Second.
Do I have a second on that? Moved and seconded that we postpone deliberation on Article 2 until after discussion on Article 25. Do I have discussion on this motion?
I'd like to make a motion to,
There's already a motion on the floor. Joe?
The reason for my request is because the budget is presented by a selectman, and most people feel that the budget is fairly accurate. They do a pretty good job. The warrant articles were the meat of the matter is, that's over $466,000. That's almost half of the operating budget. And if we postpone going line by line through the budget, most people will leave before you get through the warrant articles. This is when you get to the meat of the project, so we don't have another hit on our taxes like they did last year through the warrant articles.
Benjamin outside Alstead, New Hampshire. I have to disagree with that. I think a lot of people are here for the budget as well.
I agree with the gentleman that just spoken. There are a number of people in this township that are concerned about the budget. I think we should leave the budget in the position that
Any other discussion on this motion? Rich?
I move the question.
All in favor of moving the question, proceeding to the vote? Aye. All opposed? Okay, all in favor of the motion on the floor to postpone deliberation on Article 2 until after other articles have been discussed, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. I'll ask for a show of hands. I've asked Tom Dowling and Matt Gillette to be our counters. So, all those in favor of postponing Article 2 until after discussion of the other articles, after Article 25, please raise your hand with your voting card. Okay, all those opposed to waiting on deliberation of Article 2 until after Article 25, please raise your hand with your voting card. I have yea vote 50, nay vote 75. I declare that motion to be defeated. I will now read through Article 2 in its entirety. Then I will ask for a motion. Then we will open the floor to debate. Article 2, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate an operating budget, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant, or as amended by vote of the first session for the purposes set forth therein, totaling $1,606,287. Should this article be defeated, the operating budget shall be $1,634,348, which is the same as last year with certain adjustments required by previous action of the town of Alstead or by law. Or the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 40:13, 10 and 16 to take up the issue of a revised operating budget only. A, executive, $70,555. B, election, registration, and vitals, $37,662. C, financial administration, $54,912. D, reevaluation of property, $20,000. E, legal expense, $14,000. F, personal administration, $204,900. G, planning and zoning, $8,900. H, general government buildings, $172,900. I, cemeteries, $3,500. J, insurance, $23,722. K, advertising and regional association, $7,500. I, police, police, $155,600. M, ambulance, $37,200. N, fire and forest fire, $74,702. O, emergency management, $28,459. P, communications, $12,000. Q, street lighting, $5,000. R, highways and streets, $426,400. F, sanitation, solid waste, $132,775. T, health agency, $14,000. U, welfare and direct assistance, $40,600. B, parks and recreation, $18,500. W, library, $35,000. X, patriotic purposes, $3,000. Y, conservation commission, $1,500. C, interest on tax anticipation notes, $3,000. Recommended by the Board of Selectmen, majority vote required. Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion?
Move to accept the budget as read.
Do I have a second? Been moved and seconded that Article 2 be placed on the ballot as read. Do we have discussion? Sir?
I'd like to make a motion that the budget as presented be changed, to be reduced to $1,477,784. And that this number has been derived by a number of citizens in this town who have studied the budget, and due to, as a direct result of the increase in taxes that we've all received, about 19% this year, we think that the department should take a hard look at their budgets, and we've come up with a recommendation as well by department. I'd I'd like to present this motion to the floor.
I'll second that.
Okay, what is that? Would you like to bring your motion you have writing? Okay, it has been moved and seconded that Article 2 be amended to read, shall the town vote to raise and appropriate as an operating budget, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant, or as amended by vote of the first session, the purpose set forth therein totaling $1,477,784. Should this article be defeated, the operating budget shall be $1,634,348, which is the same as last year with certain adjustments required by previous action of the town of Alstead or by law, where the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 4013, 10 and 16 to take up the issue of a revised operating budget only. Article 2 Addenda. Executive, $64,911. Election registration and vital, $34,649. Financial administration, $50,515. Revaluation of property, $18,400. Legal expense, $12,880. Personnel administration, $188,508. Planning and zoning, $8,188. General government buildings, $159,068. Cemeteries, $3,220. Insurance, $21,824. Advertising and regional associations, $6,900. Police, $143,152. Ambulance, $34,224. Fire and forest fire, $68,726. Emergency management, $26,182. Communications, $11,040. Street lighting, $4,600. Highways and streets, $392,288. Sanitation and solid waste, $122,153. Health agency, $12,880. Welfare and justice system, $37,352. Parks and recreation, $17,020. Library, $32,200. Patriotic purposes, $2,760. Conservation Commission, $1,380. Interest and tax anticipation notes, $2,760. Total, $1,477,784. I will now open the floor to discussion on the amendment to Article 2, which I just read. We are now discussing the amendment. Now,
just a point of order. I thought that the article before us was to be voted, the amount was to be voted up or down. It was voted down, we went back to the previous year's budget. If we're going to revise the operating budget, don't we have to hold a special meeting?
no, any warrant article before us today, and it can be amended. At this meeting, the purpose of this meeting is to discuss and amend, if necessary, any warrant articles.
What is the intent of RSA 4013, sections 10 and 16?
I don't know the wording. I think that is just the.
Yes,
Sure, I'll take a whack at this. The purpose of this meeting is to determine what appears on the ballot in March. This is a result of Senate Bill 2 that we adopted as a town by 3/5, 10 years ago or more. This is the way we do business now. 3 meetings instead of 1. So we have in this room the authority to change any number on this warrant. And that's why you're all here, I bet.
But we are revising the operating budget as presented.
That's what the amendment proposes, and I look forward to the discussion. I should add that if I may, that whatever happens to this amendment, the default budget number won't change, because that's based on what happened in the last fiscal year. So that gap between the proposed and default could grow or shrink will grow or shrink based on what we do today. And based on what the voters do on March 11th. Actually, the gap won't change, but which one we use will be determined on the 11th.
Yes, sir.
Question, an amendment's been proposed, and they've just got off a long pile of numbers. Question to somebody, it appears that a multiplier has been applied to every line item, 6, 8, 9%. Could I request some discussion of how these numbers were arrived?
Sir, if you would care to explain that?
The gentleman is correct. We've applied, the group that met applied an 8% factor to bring this budget down to 92%. And the reason we did this is we think that the budget as proposed, in light of what's happened with the tax increases, that the departments need to curtail expenses. And as they did in 2009, I believe it was, the selectmen, as per the letter that was given at the select board office from the library, stating that in 2009, the budget as recommended was cut by 10%. We're recommending that that would be a severe cut should we do it again. So we met as a group, and we've also compared our budget numbers to the latest numbers that have been available to us across the state of New Hampshire, which is 2011 budget, for towns of comparable size. And we feel that the budget as proposed is in line with those towns. And there are over a half a dozen of them, more than that actually, that we have discovered. So it's an 8% factor as a reduction, and it's across the board. And of course, that could be, increased or decreased or changed. As far as the recommendation, we did it straight across the board, but if the selectmen so desire, and they wanted to manipulate the allocation not to exceed the $1,477,000 as proposed, that would be okay with us too. However, we just thought it was easier to apply the 8% across the board.
Thank you. Julie?
Hi, Julianne Stevens. I'm not sure whether this is good or bad because it's just been thrown in, but the quick little piece that bothers me is, for instance, simply taking 8% off of an interest payment. I can't offer the bank a change in the interest payment that I pay. So therefore, I'm concerned if you're simply taking 8% off of everything, what else can we really not take 8% off? What was the thinking other than just 8%? line items.
Now, way in the back of the room, Michael?
Michael,
Michael Rogers, East Alstead.
speak up.
Michael Rogers, East Alstead, Frog End Road. The TAN is money borrowed by the town in anticipation of taxes. The interest paid on it is very, very small. The town makes approximately 16% or more on the money that it gets from your tax bills. And the TAN probably is about $1,200 a year, if it's rolling over, is that correct?
Well, last year it looked like it was about 700.
Oh my
Over
goodness.
$700.
Oh my goodness, $500 less than that. So there's the answer to the TAN, getting cut in percent. Go for it.
Yeah, Rich Nalabanco, Alstead. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. You're in a relatively low interest rate environment. That's an assumption anyhow, to Julie's point. It's not what you actually will wind up paying. It's an assumption on A, how much you're going to borrow, and B, what you think the interest rate is going to be. I mean, for the last couple of years, we've gradually cut the amount in the budget that we are assuming for interest payments, and actually we've been still pretty high because of the interest rate environment that we're in. As everybody realizes, you're getting nothing on your own deposits in banks, and the rate that is charged to the town actually is a preferential rate, which is relatively lower. I don't know, Hans, can you tell us what the current rate is? So it's less than 1%, and then maybe somebody on the select board can tell us what they think the approximate amount of money that we may need to borrow is going to be for the ensuing year. And then you just take the two assumptions, multiply them together, and get a budget. So I think 8% is not an unrealistic number when it comes to cutting the line item for TAN.
Right, here. Yeah.
Hi, Les Thomas from Alstead. I'm having a question in regards to if the budget's so.
Stand up and speak up, please.
If this budget, the proposed budget is used, there are other ways to get money, such as zoning increases and so on. And I want to know if the town is going to stick with this, or they're going to look in another year and say, oh, we're going to have a zoning change, and therefore make more money that way.
I'm not sure I understood the question.
Basically, you're going to assess, how many years is it going to be to assess the homeowners? Every year? Every 5 years?
Perhaps you're talking about assessing services?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, now I understand the question. It's a 5-year cycle. This calendar is mandated by the legislature. You can blame John for this, not me. Basically, we go through the town a quarter at a time, and then the 5th year we have a bigger bill because we do all the magic with Concord back and forth to make sure that the rates are equitable. Maybe not fair, but equitable. So that is a multi-year contract, but I think it's only $20,000 in the off year. If we cut that, I think probably the selectmen will be obliged to honor that contract as it is written and find that 8% somewhere else, which we are perfectly capable of doing. We may have the same response to workers' comp, some kinds of other insurance expenses, but we are able to do that, and we do have the authority.
Before I take another comment, it was suggested that I introduce our town treasurer, Hans Waldman. Hans, in case there are questions today that he may wish to address. Comments, Tom?
Yes, Tom Dowling, East Alstead. The revenue numbers that are up there for 2013, 727, where is that in the budget? How is that handled or offset? Help me understand where that number is or goes.
So let's go to the poster about total education costs. That's an example. $4.1 million. We get a state education grant that comes in on the other side, revenue of $1.2